lot of its scenes, both on the walls and on the ceiling. The rock in which the tomb was cut is of a good quality. In addition to that, the artists who painted and colored the scenes were of great skills. Most probably, they came from the Nile Valley. The owner of this tomb is a man called Si Aman, and his figure appears on the walls in several scenes with a beard and a wavy black coarse hair and a white skin. It's noticeable that he had no titles. In other words, he wasn't given a religious position in a temple, and he wasn't one of the administrators in the oasis. In spite of that, his tomb shows that he was an important man with wealth enough that enabled him to construct such a huge tomb. Most probably, he was a landlord or a big merchant.
Welcome back, dear viewers. As you have been following, of course, that Foreign Minister Badr Abdelati is in Kuwait on a bilateral cooperation visit because Egypt is exerting a huge effort in this file to build more cooperation and coordination with different countries. One of them is, of course, the Gulf countries. And I'm really delighted to have over the phone Mr. Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Good morning, Your Excellency.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine.
Ambassador Bayoumi, thank you very much for being with us, and let's start immediately with the importance of the visits, or let's say the marathon tours our top diplomat is having, and now it's in Kuwait as he delivered a message from President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to the Kuwaiti Emir, and he himself, our top diplomat, held a number of bilateral talks with a number of top executives in the Gulf Emirate. How do you see the importance of the visit, sir?
I am so happy and satisfied as an old diplomat who is our diplomat nowadays.
A veteran one, sir.
It is very active, and from hour to hour we see that our president is receiving even phone calls or calling his counterpart, visiting other countries. He is moving really, I cannot follow him even. Now it is Kuwait. Kuwait is a very dear Arab country to us. For me, because I lived this history, the 50s when Kuwait started to be independent from the British occupation. Then Gamal Abdel sends the Egyptian army to protect Kuwait because Abdel Salam Arif of Iraq started to say that Kuwait was a part of Iraq.
Yeah.
So the Egyptian army protected the independence of Kuwait from the early beginning. And of course, when Iraq invaded Kuwait, after that, 30 armies participated to stop this invasion of Iraq to Kuwait. But when it came the moment to choose which army, the 36 armies, to enter the Kuwait city itself, they stopped at the Egyptian army, and the Egyptian army took the challenge and took the opportunity to enter Kuwait because it is the most well-received army among the 30. Can I tell you a secret here to know how dear to us is Kuwait? I will tell you something, but don't tell anybody. In 1996, we owe some money to the United States, and we need to pay some money to the United States. And Gamal Abdel Nasser asked the opinion of his friend, one American banker. He told him, if you pay 10% of the loan, then we can repay the rest. That was rough. So we needed $50 million to pay to the United States as 1969.
Yes.
Yes,
I
sir.
requested to send a message to our ambassador in Kuwait to ask that President Gamal Abdel Nasser is asking the help of his brother, the Emir of Kuwait, with $30 million. The ambassador in the same meeting immediately, the Emir of Kuwait instructed his Minister of Finance to pay the sum immediately.
Yes, sir. Yes.
The funny thing that we discovered that we sent another message before from the Minister of Finance to his colleague, the Minister of Finance. So the message is that Kuwait paid the sum twice, and we of course enjoyed it during that problem of the financial question there. So we always have this very special relation between Egypt and Kuwait, and now I see that.
Yes, Your Excellency, do you hear us well? Your Excellency, do you hear us well? Can you hear me?
It seems that we lost contact
Yes,
with Ambassador Bayoumi, and he is all the time an added value to our programs, and his memories as a veteran diplomat really enriched even our idea and our relations, how they were particularly with our brotherly nations, and which countries can be considered as brotherly nations rather than those of the Arab and Islamic nations. As usual, we do have a lot to speak about, and we do have a lot to speak about, especially when it comes to Egypt. Proud to be Egyptians all the time, and proud to be part of this wonderful land which had diplomatic ties with people since Hatshepsut Bond for thousands of years ago. Well, I really enjoyed my time with my dear colleague and friend Reem Tamer in this special episode of